Hello there, my name is Matt, and I'm stuck in Portugal in quarantine, and I thought I'd take this opportunity to make a video about a piece of music I made 8 long years ago, called Demiurge, which is a Gnostic deity which created the universe, and there's something Pythagorean about it, and there's something number mystical about it, which at the time I was finding quite interesting. And the whole piece, so I'm gonna link to it in the description if I can figure out how to do that. But it's best if you have a listen to it now, so that what I'm talking about makes a bit more sense. Um, I'm gonna assume you've paused and listened to it, so I'm gonna carry on. You'll hear that it's quite irregular. It's impossible to find a pulse in it, and there's a good reason for it because it's made up of threes and twos. The whole piece is maybe about, I think, 800 something notes, which is a Fibonacci number. It's a high Fibonacci number. Just very briefly about what the Fibonacci series is, because it's very easily Googleable. There's a lot of material on the Fibonacci series. So it's when you take 1 and you add 1 and you get 2, and then you take 1 and what you just got, 1 and 2, and you get 3. And then you take the 2 and 3, and then you get 5, and then you take 3 and 5, and you get 8. And it is allegedly how rabbits procreate. It isn't really. But it's a pattern that appears a lot in nature, that you can see in the sunflower seed arrangements, and it's to do with efficiency and packing and aesthetical beauty as well. So yeah, I'm just going to write out that series. Just so 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 2 is 3. I'll show you in a second. 2 and 3 is 5. 3 and 5 is 8, 5 and 8 is 13, and 8 and 13 is 21, like so. Yep. So every number you get, you add up the previous two, and you get this one, right? Okay. So I'm going to use 21 just to explain to you the method. It's the same principle as I used to make that piece, but I'm going to take a string or some sort of wire of length of 21, and I'm going to divide it first. So this is my first thing I'm going to do, first level. I'm going to divide 21 into a unit of 13 and a unit of 8, and I'm going to mark that point, 13. I'm going to take it all the way up and mark it with a Roman 1, just to not confuse. So I'm going to put, so 1, that is the point where I divide 21 into 13 and 8. Yeah. So the first unit, just for clarity, the first unit is 13 long. Yeah. And this unit from 13 to 21, that is 8 long. So the next level down, I'm also going to write down that the first level is 20. 21 is 13 plus 8. Next level down, I take 13, and notice that 13 is 8 plus 5. So I take my unit of, I'm just going to put it straight in, I take my unit of 13 and divide it into 8 plus 5. Here. Yeah? And what you will notice is that this is 8 units long, this is 5 units long, and this is 8 units long. So if I go down a level to level 3, where I'm going to go 8 is 5 plus 3, then there are actually 2 spots that I can put it on my diagram. This is 5 plus 3, this is 8, this is 5 plus 3, and this is 8, this is 5 plus 3. So I'm going to put that in. So it means that there is one event of level 1, one event of level 2, but 2 events of level 3. And all of these events are going to translate into the musical notes in the piece. So then I've got two events of level 3, and you can see a pattern, sort of a shape beginning to emerge, which I find quite interesting. Level 4 is 5, yeah? 5 is, according to this, I'm doing it the wrong way around. 5 is 3 plus 2, and that's my level 4. 5 is 3 plus 2. Bam. 4. That should happen. That happens 3 times. Yeah. That happens 3 times. That happens from 0 to 5 over here. Yeah. Then it happens from 8 to 13. And then it happens from 13 to 18. These are the places that I'm going to whack my level 4. And then I continue down to as far as I can go. So I've pre-written, I've pre-prepared one that goes down all the way to level 6. So this is exactly the method I used to make this piece. I put the level 1, and there's only, like I said, there's only one event where level 1 happens, and that is at the roughly at the golden ratio of this unit to this unit, because the Fibonacci series approximates the golden ratio. Again, you can Google that stuff. It just sounds pretty. So I put the lowest note there, where it says 1 in the piece. Yeah. So what I did, I used mathematical software to generate some MIDI notes. This one was the lowest one. This one was a fifth above this one. Yeah. There's again something Pythagorean about fifths for music notes. And then the 3s, there's a fifth above that, and then the 4s, the fifth above that, and then I think I've run out of octaves, so I had to squash it a little bit. But that was the principle. That's all this piece really is. So level 1, I use my voice to mark where level 1's to 6 for, but it goes all the way down. Yeah, so the number is quite big. The number is like, I can't remember, 843 maybe, or maybe even more, probably more. And then the levels go down and down and down and down, and the pattern that emerges has this kind of self-similar property, in that you apply a larger rule to smaller units, and then to even smaller units, and even smaller units, has a kind of a fractal-like property, which I quite like and find aesthetically pleasing, and that's why I decided to make that piece of music. I'm sure that if I was to research it, there's a lot of music done around the Fibonacci series, so it's probably not as original as I think, because I'm uninformed, but I really enjoyed making it.